This is my scrap journal, and I shared this journal many times before. I repurposed a book cover with scraps that I had left over, and I used pieces of paper to create the pages. This is the journal that I was mainly using last year, and I have most of the pages filled, but I did abandon some of the pages. I forgot about them. I didn't go in and include that many pictures or journal about certain events, because I started creating my Artist in Bloom journal and I moved into that one, and then I created other journals, so I pretty much forgot about my scrap journal. And I have some pages, as you'll notice, that do have some journaling on them and pictures, but many of the pages in this journal aren't finished and need pictures to accompany the writing and need to be decorated a little bit more. So I wanted to share the process of going back into a forgotten journal and actually journaling in a book that you left and moved on from. If you spend your time and energy creating your journal, you should finish it. You should make it your own, and it doesn't become a journal until you add your pictures and writing inside of it. Once you move on from a journal, it's very difficult to then go back. Today is finally the day that I get to finish my scrap journal, and I'm taking you guys along for the journey. I love adding photographs right onto my Polaroid frames, as it gives them a decorative border, and then you can also journal on the back. This gives them a decorative border, and you can easily journal on the back of your photographs, and I like to tuck them in my floating pockets that are in my shop, as you can tip those in easily on any page. Sometimes when you add a journal to your page, it can take up a lot of space, so I like to add little labels to do journaling. You don't have to write a lot, but just enough to remember the memory if the photograph wasn't enough. You can also use decorative paper as a backdrop for your photographs, especially for this one, which is a very large image. I backed it up with some pretty scrapbook paper in my shop and also added one of my labels to do some journaling. Tucking more photographs into pockets and using washi as a decorative piece just to bring some more contrast, and also using this lovely little fern washi sticker, adding the date of when we went hiking and just a little snippet of the day. Sometimes just some stickers and sentiments is all you need to finish a page. And then on this page I needed more room to add lots of photographs and journaling, and I decided to make a really quick pocket using some 12 by 12 inch paper and then backing it up with some of my wallpapers from my shop. I like having decorative backgrounds instead of white spaces, but you can also journal on any of the blank spaces as well. Adding some contrast of some pastel and darker colors, and finishing up my pocket with some washi tape instead of passing it through my sewing machine. You can easily use washi tape to create pockets and attach it into your journal pages. You don't need glue, and you definitely don't need a sewing machine. And on this spread, this was for my mother's birthday. Her name starts with the letter B, and so I have this beautiful little folk card of a bunny, and I have this gorgeous washi that reminds me of my mother's black hair. I hope that's not creepy, but it does. So I have been working on some of the pages throughout my journal, like filling in empty pockets with pictures that have to pertain with the journaling. I have also been tipping in certain cards and also covering up pages that I didn't really enjoy with photographs and some of my quotes. And then, for example, here where there was a picture, I couldn't journal on top of the picture, but I could tip in my journaling, adding little pieces of washi tape just where I want to, just add a little bit more decoration. And using labels to do journaling for like pictures and photographs. So I have still many places that I can put ephemera in, like little envelopes and things. However, I came to this page where I know I need to put a lot of pictures on these two spreads. I put some pictures here clipped onto this piece of like ephemera, but I wanted to make a like photo pocket. So I thought the easiest way to do that would be to just take a scrap piece of paper. This is one of my printables from my floral tapestries paper that's in my shop. And I'm just going to take washi tape to create a pocket. And inside of here, I'm going to add another pocket where I can add some journaling space and put in my pictures, put more things into the pocket. And that way I have more space to journal, as this page is very difficult to journal on top of it and I don't want to just glue pictures on a page. I normally am someone who likes to hide my photographs and I like to see my writing more. So I think that's what I'm going to do for this page. And then I also thought another way that you can add photos into your journal, especially if you're trying to catch up on journaling and you have a pile of photographs to get through, like I have here. I have so many photographs that I need to document. I think the best way that I can do this is take my photograph and line it with some paper. I'm using a digital from my shop, the Ledger set. It's just plain ledger styled papers and it's perfect for journaling on top of. So I'm going to glue photos, as many photos as I can fit on my ledger paper, and I could always print more out if I need to. That's the great thing about printables, is that you don't run out. So lots of little pictures that I still need to document, like this one here. This is Loki during Halloween. But this is going to be perfect when I want to journal about a particular picture, but I don't want to take up space in my actual journal pages for the writing. I just want to document my thoughts on the back of the photograph. I like using this idea where you can take postcards and on the back of them add photographs and some journaling like on a label. Lots of ways that you can include photographs into the pockets to then further add to your journaling.
You could see yourself just sitting there on my chair. I'm staring at you, you don't even notice. Should've told you straight away, you don't have to be afraid anymore. I know you haven't noticed.
As I was starting to write in here, I am experiencing some difficulties. To say the least, I'm experiencing some difficulties. Like here, it's starting to become difficult to journal in certain areas because the book isn't laying completely flat because of just how chunky my journal is. And the problem with hardcover journals, if you make a spine that's too small, you will end up with a journal like this, which basically looks like a little alligator mouth. for those of you who want to create a hardcover journal is definitely make your spine big enough. My spine was probably 2 inches, and I put 4 signatures in here, which was way too much. Since knowing me, I definitely stuff my journals, and I like to include many things in the pockets. As you can see, the journal is starting to take some wear, and I realized as I was trying to journal in here that my last signature is literally hanging by a thread. And you know that saying that, oh, I'm hanging by a thread. No, my journal is actually hanging by one little thread. So I have come to a conclusion. I am going to take all of my signatures out of this journal and I'm going to put them into a fabric cover. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out my signatures. You just want to take your scissors and snip right where you sewed them onto your spine. I'm going to take out all of my inserts and I'm just going to sew them onto a fabric cover. This is a little placemat that I found from the thrift store that I loved, and it makes me so happy, and I like how it's already lined. It's perfect to just put my signatures inside. And then I also have some laces that I want to use. I have this really pretty red, I think it's like a little napkin. It kind of goes with the style, like a little placemat, your little napkin. And then I have this beautiful linen that belonged to my grandmother. And here's the little embroidery and some tatted lace that she did. So this is going to be a very cute little journal cover. So I'm just going to collage all of my little fabric elements that have a special meaning to me. And then I'm just going to sew the 4 signatures inside of my fabric cover. And I'll finally be able to write in it, and I won't have to worry about pieces coming off and, you know, signatures falling out in a couple of weeks, and even the spine is starting to crack. Let me show you what I ended up creating. So this is the finished product. I cannot love this new cover enough. After patching up the fabric cover and sewing in the inserts on the side, this is the new cover for my journal. I am so in love with it. I loved how the placemat looks so inviting, so welcoming. What I love is it has a handmade look to it, which is the look that I was trying to go for. I love seeing all the fabrics and the laces, and of course when you open it up you have all of the signatures of my journal, which make me so happy because they're not breaking apart anymore, they're not falling apart. So we started off with this cover for my journal. As you can see, a 2-inch spine, not even, I think it's 1.5-inch spine. Was never enough room for the 4 signatures and how chunky they were going to get. I had no idea I was going to be filling them up with so much of my memories and ephemera, so this is definitely going to be used as a poetry book. And let me know in the comments below if you would like to see how I alter a pre-existing journal cover into something else with a new purpose. But I am so happy with how lovely my journal looks inside of this fabric cover and how it protects it. None of the pages are going to be ripping anymore. Nothing's going to be falling out, and I actually have more space to add more pockets or bigger pages to my journal pages. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing the process of how I go about finishing up a journal that is forgotten, and then also altering it and changing it into a different cover. That was something that I wasn't planning on doing, but the more that you journal in your book, sometimes you need to make those decisions. And if you spend time creating the pages of a journal, documenting your life in them, you need to keep them in a book that will keep them safe. So if you're interested in seeing a full flip of the finished journal, then definitely let me know, and I would love to film that for you all. But of course, until next time, I hope that you have an incredible day full of peace and love wherever you are. Go back to journals that you have forgotten, go back and change them up, change the covers, change the pages, and that's all you need sometimes to bring back your inspiration and to make you want to use your journal again. I love you all so much, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye, and have a great day.